Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. Morning starting right now. I need to get out here because the sun's just coming up over there. Well, it's been up for a few hours, but still cool, and it's going to get hot today into the 90s. But I wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you. I get a lot of emails, a lot of information about crazy thing that's happening, and it's crazy. I'm not going to get into it. What's happening out there, and people get bogged down with all of this, I call it nonsense. And there's a lot of truth in it, and there's a lot of lies in it, and it's a lot of disinformation in it. But just keep your eyes focused on preparing for a crisis. Don't worry about what crisis it's going to be. Everything we're doing is multifaceted that will take care of a lot of crises and a lot of problems that could happen. I'm trying to figure it out. In my head, going back to being in the military, I think, what is the enemy's course of action? What is the most likely course of action the enemy can do? And if you're saying, Dave, what enemy are you talking about? The enemy is the enemies of freedom, the enemies of the republic, the enemies that want to enslave us. And if you don't understand that, I don't have time to explain it to you. But there's forces, there's people, there's movements, there's organizations that do not like our way of life. They do not like freedom. I can go even further and say they're very demon and demonic driven. But don't get wrapped up about all these things. What is the most likely course of action by the enemies of this republic? What's the most dangerous or the worst thing they could do to us? Are you preparing for that as best you can? You are just an individual. But as an individual, there's a lot of us out there. And a lot of time prepper videos don't give you hope. And I want to give you hope. There is hope. We are stronger than, we're strong. We're stronger than them, but we're not united. Do not look at what's happening in this world and get down. And further, for me, I have hope. As a Christian, I'm sealed for eternity. I know where I'm going to die, where I will go when I die. I will go to heaven. So that's my greatest hope. But on a worldly hope, there is hope. There's so many good people fighting the good fight. And we need to continue. So do the best you can prepping. Don't worry about what's going to happen. It doesn't matter. You're still going to need water and food and security. You're going to need to be able to provide for your family, provide for your neighbor. Yes, provide for your neighbor. We're in this together. Now, if you live in an area that got terrible neighbors, I'm sorry for you. Do your best. Find good neighbors. You know, there's got to be some good neighbors in your community, in your subdivision, because you're going to need it. And I want to give you hope. If you want to put some sand in their engine or in their plans, and if you go back to World War II, a lot of people sabotaged the war efforts. If you were behind enemy lines, just picture a handful of sand, and you're behind enemy lines working on the enemy's train because you're a prisoner or you're trying to survive. Just add in just 50 pieces of sand, 50 pieces into something that requires no sand. It needs to be oiled, it needs to be greased. We need to be thinking, how can we put sand in the system? And I'm just talking not real sand. Do not go out there and do something stupid, but how can we slow down their movements? And as I look at what they're trying to accomplish, I think they're right now at a point of making things up. I don't think their plan is going the way they want it to go. Another thing you can do is pay cash. Don't use your debit card, your credit card. If you go to a store, use cash. They don't like it. I was in Taco Bell, and we went out shopping. We were hungry. We stopped in Taco Bell. Yeah, I know it's not real tacos. Trust me, we know it. But we were in a hurry. And I sat there in the very corner watching the cash register. And they have, I guess, their kiosks, the computerized things where you walk in the door, you can order, you don't even have to talk to a person. I walk in the door and there's people at the things, and I went right up to the counter because I paid with cash. I don't want to deal with that machine. I want to sabotage that machine in the sense I don't want it to be what they want it to be for. I want someone behind the counter. I want to give someone a job. So she actually took probably 3 to 4 minutes, literally 3 to 4 minutes. That's a long time. And she was handling the drive-through and some other things, and then she looked over and she was surprised. Her face was like, oh, you're here. And I sat down and then I watched, and at least 20 people came in. Now some were in a group of 3 or 4, but at least 20 people walked in the door, and guess what? Everyone went to the kiosk, ordered their food, I guess used a debit card or credit card, and then turned around and waited for their food. That is Taco Bell. I reported a week or 2 ago where Taco Bell wants to get rid of their cashiers, get rid of all cash. You got to use the kiosk little machine. You got to use your credit card or debit card. So I'm trying to sabotage that. You need to sabotage it. Definitely don't buy an electric vehicle. Sabotage their plans to get rid of the gas engine and put us all on electric vehicles. There is hope. You got to do your part every day. A lot of people, are really fretting about EMP or war with Russia, China, and those things all could happen. But as I do boots on the ground, what am I seeing? Almost daily, I'm seeing companies, water systems. I'm seeing cyber attacks. Look at United Airlines. They had a computer problem. I don't know if it was a cyber attack. I don't know, but I think it was United Airlines. It was a major airline company. They were grounded because I couldn't communicate, I guess, with the towers. I think cyber attacks is the #1 concern. The reason is, let's say China, North Korea, whatever, Iran sends over a long-range missile that's equipped with an EMP weapon. When that thing takes off, we're tracking it. When it explodes, we're tracking it. We know where it came from. We can clearly see a footprint. We can follow it back. Cyber attack, a lot easier to hide who was responsible. So I think a cyber attack is definitely the way they're going to implement their plan. Now, we're going into fall, and what's the big push? It's you better get this, because there's a new variant of this bad thing coming out. Getting more and more boots on the ground, where hospitals and businesses are gearing up for a lockdown. It's just facts. What they're implementing will definitely cause problems again. Logistical problems could happen, so I hope you're stocked up for this. But I want to give you hope. There's good people out there. Nothing's being done right now because there's no true leader out there that can unite us. Donald Trump is a leader. Is he the man for us? I don't know. If he is the man for us, that's why they are viciously attacking him, stressing that guy out with lawsuits, with court appearances. But will we get that far? I don't know. They would do anything to stop him. I pray we go into the election peacefully. I hope there is an election. I have no reason to say there's not. But I don't know their crazy plans they have for us. I think we need to pray that our financial system stays afloat. They might crash our financial system on purpose to take more control. I can see that. Or if they crash the financial system, they might lose total control of us. Because then people won't be relying on their check, on the dollar bill, and it could create more chaos that they can handle. Because people are waking up. People are seeing through their lies. So, yeah, bad things are happening, but there is hope out there. First, the hope you should have is eternal life through Jesus Christ. When you have that, nothing matters on this earth. You know where you're going. Next is, there is hope that we can come up with a solution, and the solution is against evil. The solution is against demonic activity. You can't promote war through the world and have like 800 and some military bases if you're not controlled by Satan. The last thing we want to do is promote war. And the United States empire promotes it. They foster problems. They create conflict. When I was growing up, CIA is like, oh, those are cool. Those are guys that take care of, they spy for the U.S. They help us. Now, what I know as an adult, that agency is the most corrupt, evil organization. They don't look out for the United States. They look out for the establishment. So a lot of negativity, but hope. You can have hope. You can have assurance where you're going to go when you die. And there's also hope here that good people will stand up and fight the evil. Thanks for watching.